Hello my lovelies, so welcome to my first ever sort of card reading for YouTube. I thought we'd give it a go. I've just been very drawn to doing this for you guys. So the first one that I'm going to start off with is what September holds for us. So I have three piles. This is one, this is two, and this is pile three. So as I'm talking, just have a look and see which one you're drawn to, or feel free to pause the video and like tune in and see which one it is that you're drawn to. So in the description I will put like a pile 1 at such and such time, pile 2 at such and such time, pile 3 such and such time, so you can find your pile easy enough and listen to what you need rather than all of it. So let's get started. So pile 1. Let's have a look what we've got for you. Interesting. So this is for September and what September holds for you. I like to line them out just to get a general feel of what everything is. So I'm just gonna, right. Okay, so the first thing that I am drawn to is the Ace of Pentacles, which it feels very much to do with wanting to start a new journey, wanting to get on with things. Financially, it feels like that August was either harder, or in the past it has been harder. It does feel like financially there's a growth and things that are starting to improve, and we also have the financial healing card here. So it does feel like things are improving. Again, with the yellow in this card, with the solar plexus, and also to me the yellow is that new beginning vibes, that sort of brand new energy. It feels like a brand new energy that's coming in. September is feeling more positive financially. I do feel though that within the month there is going to be some challenges. It does feel a lot to do with your inner sort of your inner voice, your inner thoughts, how you are talking to yourself, how you're thinking about yourself. We have the obstacles card here, and also the inner compass. And I feel that this is to do with the obstacles that may get in your way in September. I do feel like there will be something that comes up, and I see it like a mound. There's a mound that is in front of you. There is something that you just need to get over. And I also see it as pushing through, not giving up. Just it's almost like making a tunnel through a mountain. Just making it an easier way through rather than climbing all the way up and over. There is an easier way of doing it, but it is about using your inner compass, your inner guidance, to kind of feel which way is the best way to go for you. What is your inner guidance trying to tell you? What is that inner voice trying to say to you? It's about really listening. You need to really listen to your inner voice this month. I also want to say with the Temperance and the harmony here together, they feel like they very much go together. So the Temperance card I feel like is to do with finding a balance. This feels like a balance of many different areas of your life. It feels like first of all, I feel that nutrition, there is a side of nutrition that needs to be focused on, making sure that you are eating healthily but not cutting out certain things in that you can't enjoy food. You can have your cake and eat it too. You can eat well, but you can still have chocolate or cake. It is about finding the balance and what works for you. And with that, I have this harmony card, and I feel like this is health as well. So it's that improvement that will be felt from finding more of a balance within yourself. And again, this feels like maybe some exercise, going out walking, some yoga. It does feel like there is an exercise element that will also help your health, but it's not just your physical health, it's your mental health as well. I do feel like with this and your inner voice and the way that you're talking to yourself hasn't been that great, and it is about starting to talk more positively to yourself, looking at your body image in a more positive way. And then I have, where am I going with this? Okay, so I want to say the Ace of Cups here. So with the Ace of Cups, I want to put this one with it, which is be graceful in movement and action, along the side of Ace of Cups. So again, I feel this new beginnings for you within this card again. It is this, again, there's this inner voice that keeps coming up. The way that you're speaking to yourself, the way that you talk to yourself, there's a change. It feels like there's a change in the way that we are looking at ourselves, the ways that we can talk to ourselves. And I feel like this could go either two ways. You can either start the change of talking more positively to yourself, and with this card and the gold around her hat there is like that positive change, as positive energy that is being manifested and created and being put into the world so you can get back what you want. Or it could go the other way, where it is you don't change the way that your thoughts are working and how you are thinking about yourself. It does feel very much about yourself and how you are feeling about yourself. There is this need to move. There's a need for movement. There's a need to put some thoughts down to paper. You know, there is a need to. There's projects. There's things that have been brewing in your mind. Whether it is starting a new business or a new love or a new love interest or whatever it might be, wherever your mind has been the most lately, it does feel like there's this need to get things out on paper. There's a need to voice your concerns as well. And by getting things onto paper, you can see what's happening. You can see where your focus needs to be more. There is this growth around you this month in September. September is a month of growth for you. Feels like an inner growth, but there are also the more materialistic side of things where your financial side seems to be growing as well. But within all this, you do need to find that time to and again, this one kind of goes with this one up here with the temperance and that sort of gratitude of where you are, that gratitude in where you've been as well. Okay. So we have the movement, and with the movement, it's about taking action. This Ace of Cups, and this way, it feels very much to do with action needing to be taken. There are thoughts there, they need writing down, they need to be expressed, they need to be put out to the world, because by keeping them to yourself, you don't move on it. And we want to create the movement this month. September's about creating the movement for this month, and it's about planting the seeds and bringing things forwards. Then I've got the Hierophant and these two here. Okay, so this kind of feels like that inner goddess sort of feeling with you as well. So it's about finding the inner goddess this month and allowing yourself to accept yourself for who you are, because it can be very challenging. But this does feel very much like accepting things, accepting you as you are. There is this inner turmoil that I feel has been happening, and this September is about changing it. It's about creating a new energy, bringing forward something different and believing in yourself. The belief is where we are starting this month. And then we have divine orchestration, help us in the subtle realms. So you are very much guided. You are always guided. Those sort of, you get those gut feelings when something happens, or you feel something when you're looking at something, you're like, oh, that one feels right for me. They are your gut feelings. They are your inner compass trying to come out this month. Your inner compass is there, and it's also your guides as well. They are both working together and bringing forward what it is that you need to get through this month, and also to overcome the obstacles that will come up. There is one in particular that feels like it will be a bit of more of an obstacle that needs addressing this month. Sometimes we have things that come up and we put them off, and we'll maybe sort that next month, or we will look at that next month. This one feels like it needs to be looked at this month. It needs to be worked through. So when I am seeing like a tunnel being created within the mountain and working through it, it is about you working through the problem, not ignoring the problem. I feel like it tends to be something that does get ignored, but now it needs to be looked at. And again, it is about listening to that inner guidance of yourself that that you know it works, but we still question ourselves. So not letting the mind come in too much, because your mind side hasn't been feeling that great. It has been feeling a little bit left out in the cold, is what I want to say. Not being nurtured the way that maybe sometimes we really do need to nurture our mind. It's been almost overthrowing the heart, because those doubts, those fears, all those sort of negative thoughts have been coming up, and now it's about changing that and moving forwards in September, pushing past that. One of your obstacles could well be that it is hard for you to get past that mental block of you telling yourself you can't do something, and for many people that can be a big obstacle in itself. So I do understand that myself, being an obstacle to overcome and to push through, because once you get through that other side, it will be incredible and your energy will change. It will be much more vibrant, and I feel this sort of spark just waiting. It's waiting to be ignited. You know, when there's a lighter that isn't quite going and you see the little sparks, it's like that. That's what I'm seeing. So September is about creating the spark, and then it's about growing it. We also have peer pressure. And with this one, I feel like this can be outside sources, and it's not, and again, I get this mental health side of things, of it can be outside sources. So it depends on obviously who is watching this, because of it is a general read. It could be outside sources and peer pressure from other people in telling you that you're not good enough in doing something, putting you down, and just being a bit insecure in themselves and projecting onto you. And remember that though, that is what is happening. It is not you that they have the issue with as such, it is themselves. But it is also, for some of you, maybe your mental health side, where the peer pressure is yourself. It is your mind telling you can't do things, that you're not good enough, that you should be doing this and you should be doing that. Why aren't you doing this and why aren't you doing that? Look at them, they're doing this and they're doing that. You're supposed to be as good as them, and blah, blah, blah. And our minds are, so it is about acknowledging and being prepared for that, and knowing that that can happen. And when that does happen, that we say, okay, that's enough. I don't need that anymore. I am pushing past that this month. I will do what it is that is needed of me at this time, and work on what is right for you now. The priorities, the new beginnings, these new sort of quests sort of feeling that I've got, that you have been wanting to do. I also feel as well that there may be a relationship. There's two little doves here. I don't know if you can quite see that there. And there's two doves, and I do feel like this is relationship, and it does feel like two people coming together. And if you are in a relationship, I feel like this is sort of a growth within the relationship. If you're not in a relationship, this could very well be about meeting somebody and creating either a relationship or a friendship. And my outer experiences are a reflection of my internal condition. So again, it's about the thought process as well, in how that we think. How I was saying earlier, in that it can go one way, where we start to think positively and we start getting that sort of golden, vibrant sort of energy around us, or it can go the other way and it's more negative. So if you're feeling more positive, then more positive things happen around you. When you're telling yourself you can do something, when you're saying you will do this, or watch me, you know, I will do this, I can do this, I've got this, all those sort of positives, affirmations are fantastic, all those sort of things, then things around you seem to be more positive. Things seem to be easier. You know, we get through things a bit better. Whereas if we go to the more negative side and we are telling ourselves we can't do things, we're not good enough, we shouldn't be even trying it, why do we even think we can do it, those sort of thoughts are negative, and they will continue to kind of fall out of you into your area, your energy, and you will create that in your life. So you will then create the condition of not being able to do things, not being where you want to be, because you've told yourself you can't. So we need to stop those limiting beliefs and bring ourselves into a new abundant energy, because it's there, it is waiting for you. So I will leave that with you, and thank you for watching. Okay, pile 2, let's see what we have in store for you. So why are they all upside down? We have, let's see them all out and see which ones feel right for which other cards. So first of all, the energy in this one feels calm. I feel a calm sort of energy with this. So September does feel quite calm. Let's see where we go with this, because it's just like this sort of like relaxing sort of feeling that I get, which is interesting because the card here is balance, work, rest and play. So there's this need for calm. So I'm getting that September will be about bringing about a more calm sort of you. It feels like things are connecting with you guys, pile 2. Pile 2 feels like connections. It feels quite, oh yes, we're getting more like, oh, my heart feels quite, like there's a bit of a pain in my heart. And this feels like there has been trauma, or it's been a hard month in the last few months, but it feels like this is lifting, and that's why I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it because it's trying to shift. I feel this energy is trying to shift, and it's bringing about a more lighter energy. It feels lighter. I get with the 10 of Cups here that I want to put this one here, and I want to put this one here. Okay, so the 10 of Cups. With this one, I feel like there is this sort of abundance of love, this just sort of connection. It feels like there is so much sort of connection, the way things are connecting with you guys in September. It's almost like by the end of September, from the start of September to the end of September, things are going to feel so different. You couldn't even expect how things would have connected and puzzle pieced themselves together. That's how September is feeling for pile 2. I do feel like family feels so much more content. I feel like if there has been issues with family, if you have been having issues in family in the past, then this feels like a rekindling, a new connection. There is new vibrant sort of shift that is happening here. And if you do feel very like divinely guided, I get, into doing a certain thing or connecting with a certain person, almost like as well with friendships, connecting with people from the past, and sort of rekindling friendships as well, then to really kind of do that. You know, if you feel drawn to doing it, then do it, go with it. There is this sort of completion that it feels in September. There is this it just feels very contented, this lovely energy, and it's a sign from heaven as well. So we have your loved ones and spirits are waving hello and giving you reassurance that you'll be all right. So it's almost like those hurts that I was feeling before, it's almost like September's going to be the first time in a while that you've been feeling like, oh, I'm okay, I can do this. And it gives you that reassurance. Oh, sorry, my little sticker from my kids nearly fell off. And having that reassurance that they are there and they are guiding you, and that everything is coming together, there is this connection, interconnecting, weaving, you know, the universe is really guiding you into everything that is needed right now. And I also had with this one as well, centered and whole, and it's that complete joy and fulfillment, a place of inner peace, calm and love. And this is September for you guys. Like, that's what I feel like it's summed up to. Your September is peace, calm and love. It's beautiful, just beautiful energy. The one thing that I do want to say as well is with the King of Cups and this sort of the balance, the rest, and getting that balance for yourself. And it feels maybe that you have been overworking, or you've been focusing in one area more than another, and it's almost like saying it's time to take a break. It's time to have some fun. You've got this sort of strong energy about you as well. It feels like you are strong people. Pile 2, you feel quite strong in your energies, or you have a male figure around you that's quite strong and lifts you as well. You know, there is this sort of whether it is partner or a friendship, there is a male figure. It could be a father figure that helps you stay strong. There is somebody that is helping you stay strong when you can't be strong yourself, or you take on this energy of being the strong person, but there is this need to get back into the world as well. You do need to kind of put yourself just back in the world is what I want to say. So it's about having more fun, getting yourself back out there. If you're somebody that has been closed up in your, whether you work from home or you just only go to work and go home, it's about opening those doors, you know, venturing out, doing something that you haven't done for a while, whether it's going out, having food with friends, going out with your partner, having a bit of a date night. You know, it's about bringing a bit more of this, a bit more joy, a bit more flexibility, you know, a bit like, ooh, and doing that is quite interesting because we also have the Dance with Life card here, and it is about loosening up, you know, just having that bit of fun. It feels like it's been a bit lost lately, and it is about bringing that back, and it's the first time in a while that you felt that you could even do this. So it's beautiful, calming energy. Do something to change your energy, that card, you know, it is about, you know, you have to make that change, otherwise you are going to be stuck inside. So you do have two ways of going, of being that strong person or asking for the help from somebody, in being that sort of strength for you within your energy and allowing you to feel confident enough to step outside, go with it, go past your boundaries, and live life a bit. Just live life a bit. I just feel like you've been very stuck in one way, and it is about emerging back out now. It is about coming out of your little hidey hole and taking on that sort of energy of wanting life again. There's been this sort of lackluster, I don't know if that's quite a word, but there's like you know, it's that shiny brand new sort of sparky part of you has been lost, and it is about bringing that back. It's about allowing yourself to come back out, and you don't have to just push yourself back out into the wilderness like you were before. It's emerging. It's about emerging back out. It's about taking those baby steps. But I do feel once you do and you get that sort of fresh energy and you're like, oh, this is making me feel good. I haven't felt like this for a while. Oh, I haven't done this for a while. Why haven't I done this for a while? Because I feel really good when I do this. Our minds can tell us sometimes that we have to be focusing on this, and this, and we forget to have that little bit of fun sometimes. And this is what I feel like this is for you. And I do feel like you are very much protected at the moment as well. There's this protection around you. You're very divinely guided again, I keep getting. So you have that heavenly card there. You've got this sort of guidance and protection here. You've also got protection guardian right here as well. So it is about believing that you are protected, that you can go out, that you can do things, that what you want to do is achievable as well, that you can accomplish what you want. It's about dropping your shields as well, and I want to partner this one up with the Lovers. And this, I feel there is two parts, because this is a general reading where it feels like the Lovers is one relationship, but also I feel that the Lovers is the love for yourself. So there is two of you, and it could even be that you need both. So it is about this sort of again, this connection. It just feels so wonderful, and it does feel like something new that is brewing, that is exciting. But with this Lovers card, with yourself, with other people, with allowing friendships in, with creating new relationships, with current relationships, it's about letting your guard down with this one. I feel like you really do need to let your guard down. It feels like you have been shutting yourself off quite a bit, and not allowing yourself to kind of voice your opinions in what has been bothering you, what is it that has been dragging you down. And because of, it's almost like you didn't want to be a nuisance in saying things that were bothering you, so you put your guard up in not allowing people to come in too close, because you didn't really want to voice all your concerns and didn't want to be a burden or a bother to somebody. So now is the right time to be trusting in the people around you and trusting that they are there to help you with anything that is coming up. But it does feel like relationships are brewing is the word that I want to say with that one. Or if you are already in a relationship, it does feel like there is sort of this reignition, this reigniting a passion, like developing together, growing together. But there is a need for honesty. There's a need for honesty, that sort of to the core honesty, things that you have kind of been hiding a bit lately, not really quite saying, things may have been bubbling up, and now is that time to release it, to let it out. I feel like the person that you have in your life, that they listen. It feels like this is the time to approach it because they're ready to listen. So that's what I have there. And then we have the Hanged Man, and with this one it feels like to do with what you want out of life. This one feels like what you want out of life, and it is about being flexible. It's about being flexible in the way that we come around things. So these cards here I feel want to come together. So we've got the Hanged Man and the decisions, and then this one here is, my faith has the power to turn trauma into healing, conflict into growth, and fear into love. And when I'm reading that, I feel like where we were saying earlier with the heart and the trauma from the past and the things that had been stuck there for a while, and September is about releasing it. This feels again connected to this sort of relationship side of things, or friendships as well, where it is this letting go of the fear, the things, the boundaries, the shields that you've been putting up over time, these things that have stopped you from really progressing to getting the things that you want. And it feels also, this feels like it spreads out then, you know, with little feelers, spreads out into the rest of your life. So with the Hanged Man, it feels like it is time to kind of make some decisions in what it is that you are wanting. What do you want out of life? Where is it that you want to go? But the next thing I want to say is to be open, to be flexible in your approaches to how you can achieve this. It's almost like there is something stuck in your mind, and it's made you more tunnel visioned, which again can come to this sort of this overworking or being focused on one area too much than others. And it is about finding a different way to approach it, this different perspective. Look at your different options. Don't be so tunnel visioned that you can't see other easier options that are available to you because you've got your mindset on one way. But with the decisions, when you do make a decision, I want to say stick with it. You really need to stick with it and run it, you know, really run with it, go all the way through with it. Don't make the decision then like sort of question yourself and back out. It's about really pushing yourself through it and running all the way along that journey. And it also says loyal to those around you. So I feel there is loyalty around you. I do feel like you were somebody that has struggled with that with friendships, partnerships, and this is about bringing that sort of openness, you know, putting your shields down, putting those barriers down, and allowing that loyalty to connect with each other, it feels like, because it's almost like you have a fear that they aren't loyal, or that you struggle with trusting somebody, and it's saying in September, this is the right energies for you now to open yourself up to this other person or people. And again, I also get the family as well. So, you know, there is this sort of family relationship. It does feel that that is very much to an intertwining theme for your month. So I will leave that there, and I hope you have a wonderful September. Okay then, pile 3, my lovelies. Let's have a little look at what we got in store for you guys. Just going to spread them out just to see which ones feel like they connect with other cards, and what your overall sort of energies are for this month. Right then. Oh, okay, yes. Yes. Again, do you know, all these Septembers are feeling quite positive. First of all, I feel like there is this initial sort of, like I want to put these together, like this initial strength, sort of power. It feels quite, it feels like a powerful month, quite, like things happening, you know, quite quickly. There's a, you know, when it's no longer a spark, it's a fire, it's roaring. I feel like that for you. Yours is the sort of solar plexus and the sacral. It feels like there is like, whoo, I feel like that's your month. Okay, September is very whoo for you guys. And if you look at this card right here, it is the Ignite card. And that has a hand with a fire in the middle, and that is what I feel. And I feel as well that I need to read this. Let your creativity explode. You have a passion brewing, waiting to be ignited. Turn your ideas into a reality. Stop procrastinating. Your time is now. And that is what I'm feeling. It feels so energetic, so like, yes, there's movement. It is really motion, you know, it is working. It's the ball is rolling. It is going, and it feels like this is a very sort of energetic month for you guys. And with the Queen of Wands as well, it is about sort of again, can you see the dragon? That sort of rising from the ashes sort of vibes from that. And it does feel like this is there's a need to take on this sort of very strong woman. Sometimes there's a need to maybe show ourselves a little bit more stern-faced, you know, a bit more powerful. Sometimes we just need to put that on a little bit, because sometimes there are times where we don't believe it. We don't believe that we are this powerful woman, that we can do this, or male as well, if there's males watching. But this card feels like, you know, you absolutely can, but maybe just take on that energy to get through. It feels like there's a bit of it feels a bit sticky. There's a bit of a sticky situation. Something, whether it's somebody has not understood what you have been trying to say, and miscommunication. It just feels like there's a sticky situation somewhere. It does actually feel work-based. And then just needs to be a bit of clarification, and it's about standing your ground, being strong in who you are, making sure that you are clear in what it is that you want. And it does feel like you're very much this sort of rising from the ashes. It feels past-wise, pile 3, you feel like you have had to really work hard to get to where you are. Nothing has been handed to you. You have been through a lot, and this is now saying September, your work is paying off. It is paying off. It's coming together. It is very sort of it's powerful. It is this sort of very powerful feeling, but make sure you don't allow your fears to stop you from progressing any further, because there is progress to be made as well for you guys. These here, right, we have the Ace of Swords. Now this feels like new idea, which is this one here. So it does feel like that these two are about a new idea, and whether this does connect in fact to these here, it depends on how you feel it relates to you when you're watching this, because it could be these are two separate things for you, or this could be for you, pile 3, connected together. So this new idea feels positive. It feels like there is change that has been needed, and that you are about to take it. It's about that sort of, again, the power. Your month, your September, is about embracing that power and following it through the whole month. Really believing in yourself, standing strong in who you are, and bringing this sort of connection as well. It's about bringing this sort of energy into other people's lives. It feels like it's about you touching other people's lives as well along the way. And this new idea just feels extremely positive. It feels like something that has been needed, or is needed to be taken and created into a reality, because this month feels very creative for you. It feels like you are creating what you need in life, you're manifesting what you need, you are taking on that power, that yes, I can, I am, I will, the affirmations, very, very strong. But I feel with this new idea, it feels like you really do need to stand your ground as well with this, and really voice your opinions in what it is that you are wanting. We've got a lot of blue here, and it does feel like you really need to speak about what it is that you want, whether it is to somebody or for some of you it may be the affirmation side of stuff, of saying it out loud, and really bringing that power into what it is that you want. And with this new idea, there is potential. This potential feels quite powerful. Your word this month, your word for September is powerful. Every pile seems to have a certain word that goes with it. Yours is powerful. And this potential is about voicing your opinions, but there is a need to not give all the details as well. You know, you can voice your opinions but not tell everybody your play-by-play and what you want to do and how you're going to create something, because it's kind of about being, I feel a little bit like the underdog and taking that power, and it's almost like proving people wrong as well. We have that in us, don't we, where we just want to prove people wrong. September feels like that kind of month where you're going to be working on something and later on you are going to prove people wrong with it. There is this sort of nurturing that comes with this sort of nurturing of this project, this creation that you are going to be doing, whether you are aware of it or not yet. It feels like there is something that you have been pondering on. There's something that has even just popped in your mind for sort of like a second, and you're like, oh, where did that come from? That is you being guided to what it is that is needed for you right now, the way that you need to be sort of guided so that everything else can connect nicely. There's a transition right now for you. And again with this is this sort of light and dark, this harmony, this need for balance as well. And again with this balance side of things, I feel like it is voice as well, speaking aloud, but also having the balance of your inner voice in telling yourself that you can do things and not allowing your mind to kind of tell you can't, because you can. The next thing I kind of want to go on to is, I feel like these two go together. Let's see how these two go together, because I feel like it. And this one, okay. That one feels, oh yes, we like this. Oh, I like. Okay, so the Page of Pentacles. This one feels like this sort of journey as well. This feels like there may be a bit of travel, or a sort of longing to travel maybe, possibly about getting out the house as well. That it does, again, whatever relates to you, it is a general read, but what it is I'm picking up here is about this sort of, it feels travel like, but there's also this sort of fate or gambling. You know, the way that he flips a coin in the air, it's almost like going, right, which way am I going to go? What am I going to do? Oh, do you know what? I'm going to leave it up to the universe to decide. I'm going to flip a coin, heads or tails, I'll go this way, or I'll go that way. And it is kind of trusting in that. I feel like for you guys, it's about trusting in the universe and that it is there guiding you to the way that you need to go. Like I said earlier with that little thought that popped in, you are being divinely guided. And this again connects with this one, with the living in the flow, you know, just letting it be up to the universe, not trying to force things. And this is how powerful sort of things become, because you just allow things to happen naturally. September does need to be a lot less about trying to force things to happen so that you can end up here or do this, and it has to be done in a certain way, and it has to be done by this step here, here and here to be able to get there. That's not the energy for you. It is all more, your energy is more about going, I can do this, I know I'm going to get there. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to get there quite yet, but I know that I am going to get there. And September feels like living in the flow is about just like giving, surrendering to the universe, allowing it to guide you wherever possible. Don't forget to have faith and dance on the breeze. Be playful and free. Do you feel the winds of change? Give yourself permission to leap. So again, it's the permission for yourself, taking on that energy for yourself, having that power for yourself, and taking that power and creating it into something, creating something with this power, whether it is for yourself or for other people. I do feel like there is this, for pile 3, you feel very much like this helping other people. There is this energy around you, how you can transmute it and help other people. It's not it doesn't feel like you create something that is just for yourself and only you can have, and you can't, and as much as you get out of that, it's still something missing. And it's about taking that and putting it out into the world, putting it out to other people, allowing other people to experience that joy that you had for creating whatever it is that it resonates with you. And again, this sort of align your life, what is not aligned or needs to change. Again, this blue, again, it is something that I feel like has been holding you back, or somebody has been saying something that has been holding you back. Those little doubts that have been creeping in. This is saying, align yourself with what you want. Affirmations, speak them aloud. Get your intention set in what it is that you want. It does feel like there will be a bit of a whether an argument or a disagreement in some way with the way that it shatters, the glass is shattered on her face. This feels like, this does feel like there is a bit of an upset within September for you guys. But so long as you are strong in what you want, and do see other people's points of views as well along the way. Doesn't mean you have to change yours. People are allowed their opinions, but it's just being aware of that, and when it's happening, being aware you don't take on their energy if it is feeling negative, and just saying, okay, that's fine, that's your opinion. And again, this doesn't feel family based. This feels possibly that work situation that felt a bit sticky, or within like friendships. It just feels like there's something there that it's feeling a little. And it's almost like you already have this. If I'm talking and there's somebody that's just popped to your mind, that's probably where it's going to be. And it's like you already have that sort of unnerving or that sort of weird vibe with them anyway. You know there's something not quite right, or something that you feel the energy building sometimes too. They need to get something out that has been bothering them, or vice versa. And when that does happen, there is a need to cleanse your energy, because sometimes we can take on the energy. Like I said, really try not to take on that energy, but you can then set the intention to clear your energy and to make sure that any sort of negativity that kind of lingers, where you may be thinking, oh, maybe I can't do this, or maybe they are right, to switch that to a positive where you can, or at least recognize them when it's happening and go, no, I can do this. And again, taking on that power of the Queen and being, no, I have got this. You can say that, that's fine, but that's not what I believe. And really taking that on and pushing forwards with it. And then I've got the Two of Wands. And again, you've got all this sort of fire, this passion this month. It feels, and it is about kind of, with the Two of Wands, I feel like there is, again, this sort of decision where it came up here. You could go this way, you could go that way. And with this, I get, but a decision does need to be made. Whether it is actually flipping a coin and deciding that way, or just going with it. My advice, go with your gut instinct. Which one is feeling like, yes, this is where I need to be going? Which one makes you giddy? Which one makes you feel like, oh, yes, I want to do that? Which one it gets your sort of, this part where I just feel all of this month is for you guys. The solar plexus, the sacral, a little bit of the throat. We've got to work on a little bit of throat stuff. But like here is that sort of, that fire, that sort of, that gut sort of feeling. Those are the ways that you kind of want to be going. It's almost, I feel like September needs to be less logical and more heart-led in the way that you want to go. And with the Two of Wands as well, it does feel as, it's very much like you need to make a decision, because you're not going to move anywhere until you do. And the minute you're just a bit like, could do this, could do that, but you're still sitting there, you're not going anywhere. So it is about unlocking the magic within by going, aha, do you know what, we are going to do this one, this is the one that I felt like was the right one to do, so we're going to move forwards with it, we are going to do it. And that is creating that magic right there. You are creating the movement, you are bringing everything into like a reality, because it is moving, there is something actually happening. Whereas at the minute it doesn't feel like anything's really happening, because you haven't made that decision to really push that forwards, to push what it is that you want forwards. And this says, I honour how I want to feel. So again, with that sort of here, where I felt that sort of more negative energy and that cleansing that was needed, the argument, something sticky, something not quite right, it is about I honour how I want to feel. So you have the choice in how you feel, not these people. They don't get to tell you how you feel. They may affect how you feel if you let them, but you are strong enough. You have the power this month to not allow them, not give them the power. Don't give them the power, hold your power so that they can't have that power of creating that negativity within you, or even around you, and being strong in that. I do feel with some of you there may be a need to kind of come away from that person if possible, because if it's work-based, it may not be possible, but there is this sort of feeling where you may need to come away or take some time away from somebody just to allow your feelings to settle, and even for them to allow their emotions to settle as well. So that is your month, and I would love to hear your thoughts and how things progress within the month, and I hope you have a lovely September.